Voters are not in love with Starmer or Starmer's Labour Party, warns Neil Kinnock. Now, for historians amongst you, Neil Kinnock was meant to win the 1992 election, but actually he didn't, and John Major had a surprise win and then went on to have a pretty tough time as Prime Minister. I guess I'm asking this question. Do you need to love or even like your political leaders to vote for them? Or do you just respect them? Roger?
I don't think you need to love or like them as personalities, but I think the dislike that we're experiencing today is because of the way we're treated and the way they comport themselves. I mean...
expand on that, but the way we're treated?
Yeah, the Tory party treats us like idiots. I mean, the best example I can give...
Just the Tories?
No, actually, you're quite right. They all do. I mean...
Sorry, Anne, I interrupted me again there, but you agreed with me.
Yeah. Ed Davey announced that they're going to have a vote of no confidence and call a general election. You know, we've never heard anything again. That was a publicity stunt.
They call for recall of Parliament and elections pretty regularly.
Yeah. And we've had a £900 tax cut. Well, no, we haven't, because if you earn less than $26,000, you're actually paying more tax. It's gaslighting. It's gone up 0.6%. Look at this. We've saved the economy. No, it's gaslighting. We've brought down inflation. No, you haven't. This is non-consumer-driven inflation. If you hadn't made 14 interest rate rises possible, it would have come down earlier.
I know that's your mantra.
Yeah.
But honestly, Roger, I don't think, apart from our audience here and you, most people out there will be thinking it through that much. They've got other things in their lives going on. So is it the fact that they feel that politicians take them for idiots, or more that they just feel they're disconnected from us?
If you talk to people today, I think you'll find that even though they don't understand the nuts and the bolts, they really don't like our politicians on all sides at the moment. That's why only 40% of Londoners voted in the mayoral election. They just can't be bothered. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you can't feel that, Nick, you're sitting in an ivory tower. It's out there. Go to a pub. This is what everybody's talking about.
I certainly understand it, and I've had it firsthand. I remember in an election, I think it was 2015, so a long time ago, I knocked on doors, and people were saying to me, as old as I am now, right, and a bit older, saying, "I'm sorry, I've had it with you all. You're just all the same."
Yeah.
And I was like, I really want to say, but I'm not. I'm really not.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be different. And now I find myself thinking
I'm sure there are people who mean well and do want to be different.
But it's quite interesting, because I do actually start to feel like, do you know what? I've heard all this before. Yeah. So I'm with the public in some senses, but I think that's dangerous, Roger. And I go back to my question: do you need to like or love your politicians, or should we just accept it's not going through a good period, but we've got to make a choice?
You're conflating two different things. Do we like them because of their personality, like people loved JFK, for example? Or do we like or dislike them because of what they're doing and how they talk to us and how they act and they're treating us? I personally think that Rishi Sunak and Keir Starmer are in a vicious battle, vying to be the most mistrusted, the most disliked figure in British politics in history.
But that is an interpretation. Of course, that's not their intent. But let me put another... I'm
not sure. The conspiracy theorists would say it is.
Well, let me ask you this, right? You are really saying that they're treating voters with contempt, and they're saying what they think voters want to hear. I think that's what you're saying, right?
My Twitter feed is full of nothing other than those 2 points.
OK, so let me put it this way. I passionately believe the NHS is a basket case, right? Despite the well-intentioned motivations of good people who are working in it. I think it's a basket case. I don't believe the funding system is sustainable. I think we should be looking at models of care and social care and private care in Europe which do not have all the atrocities we have, the waiting list, the annual winter crisis. No politician is going to say that, right? Because actually, I don't believe the vast majority of the public want to hear that. And then my conclusion of that is, Roger, don't we get the politicians we deserve?
A lot of questions in there. But I went to St. Mary's Hospital, Paddington, yesterday for a test. The service that I received was stellar, spectacular. I could not have been treated more efficiently, more quickly, more nicely, more friendly, more compassionately if I were paying, you know, £500 a month for private health insurance.
And your point?
It was magnificent. The NHS works.
Okay, but address my point, right? Because most people listening here will, to be fair, agree with me that the NHS is a bit of a basket case. I know that from previous shows. The politicians are not prepared to be as reforming as I think it needs, and many people think it needs. I'm saying to you, therefore, because they don't think the majority of the public want to hear that, we get the politicians we deserve who won't lead. That's my question. Is that what happens?
What I'm saying is credit to the people working there. It's hit or miss, but when it works, it's great. The politicians will not cut out all the fat. The middle
You're not answering my question.
I am.
Sorry, no, you're not. I'm going to be blunt about this because we're going to go to a break. Before that, I've also got a voice message to pay. Do we get the politicians we deserve because they are only saying things that they think the public want to hear rather than lead?
Of course.
Right. We've answered that question.